Hello, this is Lillian from Lillian Bell Books. I'm about to read you Book 1 from a new series of books I've written about a young koala, and it's set in the 1850s. This one's entitled Gula Colos Find a New Home. Gula and Colos and Joey live high in the gum trees on a ridge overlooking the sea. It was a paradise with plenty of food. Their days were spent eating and sleeping. Gula would always tell Joey to stay in the same tree, not to climb onto another gum tree. The forest is a dangerous place, and we need to stay together. Sometimes Joey would move off his mother's back and climb higher into the tree canopy. The wind would blow and he would sway back and forth. He loved that feeling, and soon he would be dozing off. However, he would keep an eye open, watching his parents in the branch below. His mother would wake and slowly look around for him. "Joey, Joey, come down from there. You are too small to be up there on your own. Come down now," she would screech out. Joey climbed down and back onto his mother's soft, furry back. Joey looked up and thought, one day I'm going to climb to the top of this tree and see what's beyond. Sometimes during the day, Joey would hear strange noises coming from deep in the rainforest. Sometimes the noises would echo off the ridges, and other times rise from the valley floor. "What is that noise?" he would ask. But Gula and Colos would just say, "Nothing for you to worry about," as they drifted off to sleep. One day, when Joey was asleep, Gula and Colos moved high into the tree canopy, higher and higher, until they were swaying from side to side in the afternoon breeze. "Look, they're getting closer," said Colos anxiously. They were both looking to the west at a hillside without any trees, and small figures were moving in the valley below. "They are cutting down the trees, Colos, and they're getting closer," said Gula. "Who are they?" said Colos with great concern. "They're the timber getters who cut down the trees and drag them to the creek and float them downstream," said Gula angrily. "Will they reach us, Gula?" "One day, Colos, one day they will," he said in a low, sad voice. Joey started to stir on Colos's back. "We better move before he wakes. I don't want him to get frightened." Months went by, and now and again the wind would rush up the valley floor to the top of the ridge, bringing along strange sounds. Joey would wonder what the sounds were. Joey was getting older, and Gula and Colos had taught him about being careful, to stay hidden and quiet when the local indigenous tribes visited the area for their festivals. They sometimes would eat koalas. Koalas were easy prey, especially if they nestled in the gum trees located on the ancient walking pathways. Never climb into the trees or eat the leaves along these pathways," they would say. "Danger lurks there." Joey had seen the tall, dark, slender shapes moving silently and gracefully through the forest. He knew not to get too close. One day, when Gula and Colos were dozing in the mid-morning sun, Joey looked up and decided he was going to climb to the top of the tree. There was no wind. The branches in the upper canopy gently swayed under his weight. He slowly turned his head and saw an amazing sight. To the east was a beautiful headland rising from the forest, and just beyond was a deep blue ocean. He had heard voices on the wind talking about this place. It was a sacred place. Gula and Colos had made it very clear to Joey to never go there. Joey started to turn his head to the west, and that strange noise he had heard so often was drifting on the wind. Far off he could see smoke, and now the smell was in his nostrils. There were strange animals he had never seen before, dragging trees along the ground. The hillside was bare except for an odd tree here and there. What is happening? He thought. A shudder went through his small body. Something was going on here. Danger was not too far away. He could feel it. A few weeks later, Joey decided he was going to see what was happening in the valley below. So while Gula and Colos were dozing in the early morning sun, he climbed high up into the gum tree. He could see Gula and Colos fast asleep below. So that he could get closer, he would have to move from one tree to another. Joey had never done this before on his own, but he was getting older and he needed to investigate the world. Joey moved through the trees effortlessly, grabbing one branch after another. He felt strong and powerful. Before long he had climbed through many trees and was some distance from his home. Without warning, he heard that noise, the one he had heard all his life. It was loud and very close. Joey clutched a large branch and suddenly found there was no more to grab hold of. There were no more trees, just an open space, nothing but devastation and tree stumps. He couldn't believe what he saw, just wide open spaces. Below the tree he heard a voice say, "Hey, look, there's a little fella up in the tree. Let's grab him." Joey had climbed onto a branch of a small tree and was easily seen and very vulnerable. Without warning, the small tree started to shudder. The vibrations ran up the trunk, straight into Joey's small, furry body. With one almighty leap, he sprang back through the branches. He could still hear their voices and heard, "Mate, he would have made a great hat." What were they talking about? How could I be a hat? Thought Joey. Joey moved back through the gum trees to where Gula and Colos were still dozing in the morning sun. Gula woke first and saw Joey moving down the branch towards him. He knew something was wrong. "Where have you been, Joey?" asked Gula, with a concerned look. "I went in the direction of where the noises came from, the ones we hear on the wind," said Joey. "Oh, I see. So you saw the timber getters?" "Yes, I did, and they tried to shake me out of the tree and said that I would make a nice little hat," said Joey with a tremor in his voice. Gula turned to Colos, who was sleeping, nestled in the fork of a tree. Wake up, Colos! Our little Joey was nearly caught by the timber getters. They are getting closer. We have to move deeper into the forest and find another place to live." They all moved through the tree canopies with ease, with little Joey keeping up. Colos would let him ride on her back for a while and then would let him follow. As he was getting older and was large for his age, she couldn't carry him for long periods. Joey was getting tired, as he was still a very young koala and needed his parents to protect him. It was now sunset, and it soon would be getting dark. They settled in for the night in a massive tree. The air was still and cool. The moon shone brightly in the ink-black sky. The morning sun finally moved over the top of the trees, and they could see where they were. They were high on a ridge, way above the valley floor, with views from every direction, with thick forest as far as the eye could see. There were no noises or voices on the wind. There were no bare mountains or strange animals dragging freshly fallen trees. Gula and Colos and Joey had found a safe place to live, for now. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story. This is Lillian Bell signing off. Don't forget to visit me at Lillian Bell Books, and I will shortly be reading Book 2, The Rumbling Bush Monster. Bye for now.